Well, hello there. I'm Luke, your storyteller who sometimes knows what he's doing. And you probably guessed that this is Golden Squad. To be more precise, it is the third episode of the Impersonation arc. Have you had any luck solving the mystery yet? Clues are starting to get tied together. Maybe by the end of this episode, you'll have an idea on what's going on. Feel free to post your theories on social media or on Spotify itself. I try to make an effort to respond to all of them, so let me know what you think. You may hear some random comments throughout this episode. Just expect that that's probably related to a Discord post that one of us made. Also, if you'd like to join our Discord, that's doable too. I made a membership option that gives you access through our Ko-fi. So you can check that out on our Linktree and get membership, and you can look at the Discord history or even have a conversation with any of us. So if you're interested, you can sign up there. Alright, I won't leave you in suspense. Take it away, past me.
It's helpful if there's silence, I can just skip that. That's one of the few times that I can skip in editing. It's like, oh, nobody said anything, cut. Don't even have to listen.
What if it's a pregnant pause?
Is that a thing? Is that an actual term?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Well, with a mommy pause and a daddy pause.
That was good. Thank you.
I'm assuming it means it's an actual
Yeah, a pause with it was weight.
Yeah.
There was narrative weight. Oh God, something happened.
Did he?
A pause that gives the impression
Yeah.
that it will be followed by something significant.
There you go.
I cut that out for
Noun.
length.
Okay, that's fair.
At least so
Did
far.
it call it did what you looked up online call it a noun? Because it's an adjective and a noun. It's two words.
Shoot. Oh shoot!
I was born with them. Okay,
I guess it's an idiom technically.
I don't remember what we start on. I feel like we do this so much, I never remember what to start on. I'll do recap first.
You could always edit the order. You could start however you want and then go back and make it consistent.
I could edit the order, but I would rather just not have to edit it.
Yeah.
Editing's for suckers.
Alternatively, you could write down how you start it, and then you have a checklist. in
Too
front of
simple. Okay.
Taking notes, get out of here.
He doesn't want any advice. He just wants to
I've
complain.
made two
Yeah.
pretty good suggestions here, and both have been rejected.
No,
No
the
solutions,
first one was
only
subjected. I
complaints.
probably will do the second one and just complain about it while I do it. Okay. Previously on Golden Squad, you guys investigated some missing people. Had Hugh Gloop, Mr. Sheepman, Sheep Jesus. I don't know. You guys are obsessed with him, so he's gonna have his own spin-off series, I'm sure.
I resent the implication that we're obsessed with him as some weird thing about us, as opposed to a thing you did, which demands investigation.
Yeah, we're just very interested in your story, Luke.
I'm okay with that.
We should also vote to call him Weezus. Woolly Jesus.
There it is. Hugh Weezus
As you were saying.
Gloop.
He does not have Sunny generated name, so if you want to give him a name and have it saved in Sunny for everybody, that is allowed. Okay, so Hugh Gloop, Ralph Sentinel, and Annie Toya have all been kidnapped, along with Hardware and Exchange. You saw some interesting figure in a motorcycle helmet
Oh yeah.
at two of the scenes. At Hugh Gloop residence, you worked together to steal his invention, the Eep. I guess Jade
Okay,
is the main
well,
person here
yeah,
who stole,
don't
but-
throw us all
yeah.
under that bus.
Well, I mean, it was kind of like here, I'll distract her. Well, you go rob them. It's
Those Velcro
accessory
hands
to the
belong.
crime.
Well, we had no idea what would be down there.
So, I mean, was that breaking and entering then? Come on here, Edward. You could tell us what the crime was.
I mean, we were just looking around, you know?
It's just looking around.
I'm just
without
glad that I'm
permission.
turning you all onto my ways of thievery.
You did some other work because there was a few different routes that you guys could have gone down. So you got some info about the premonition, I'll call it. You have some theories about what it means. You told them to Jeff, and Jeff is going to be investigating Danielle. Andrea was able to get the crown object from Mary's company working. So it's some type of psychic amplifier. So he's gonna try to use that to read Danielle. That's the perfect notes, by the way. Wool Jesus. That's the only thing that matters of what I said so far. I didn't even say it, but that's the most important part. Jeff now has a psychic amplifier to try to read Andrea, or try to read Danielle. You should hear back about what happens with that soon. And then the other thing that happened was you heard on the news that Isaac Harris was killed.
And Axel taken over, and he's invited us to speak with him.
Yeah, he said that there was something like he wanted to talk to you about relating to his father's death. And it was obviously a homicide because his car exploded. That's, I think, the only thing you didn't get to last session was the visiting Axel. I feel like there was something else.
Well, we kind of had 3 things going, right? So we were pursuing the disappearances, and then we did follow up with Jeff and this whole red tie affair and poem thing. And then the third thing was Axel. We just didn't get to that, and I remember the night was going really late, and the Axel thing was like an exciting opportunity that we was just gonna have to wait for sake of time.
Yeah. Oh, there was one other. You found out that the recording from the red tie affair was cut short, so it is only a snippet of the full recording.
Yes, it was an edited video, and it was on the thumb drive.
Yeah, that was given to you from the effects of Gregory's desk.
And didn't we think that the raw, unedited video would be potentially on the laptop?
Yeah, but it's not.
And Jeff reached out and found that the hard drive, or the whole laptop, had been wiped.
Yeah. Someone was covering their tracks.
Okay. Is that any questions?
What is the name of this arc or session? Story?
Axel?
I didn't name the arcs, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's a good thing I should have done.
We've been kind of putting like titles in the notes. The last one was the Gloop soup.
The Gloop soup.
No, I love that you guys are doing that.
Okay.
That's Callum doing that.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was you or if we were waiting.
No, I think I was on session like 6. Like I was in the warehouse raids.
No, you weren't.
Are you sure? Warehouse Raid Part 3, this should have been a sequel? That sounds like a me.
Well, we had a warehouse one with the Fixer where you were not there.
That was a Fixer.
Yeah, I remember that one. Callum hadn't been around until after the Fixer.
Session 8 was the first one that Callum was.
Never invade Russia in the winter? That's a me thing.
Yeah, I think that was you.
But that was the Russia arc, not... But we're talking before Russia. We were just dealing with the Fixer.
Maybe.
I think I thought Alex was there in the warehouse.
I thought I was. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know.
He definitely wasn't.
Okay.
We're going to have to go back and read it. But some good ones for the listening audience, in case people care. We've got, starting from 1, we've got We Need a Training Montage. The Fixer's Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Theo's names.
The Fixer uses MS Paint. Fire in the Subway. Warehouse Raid Part 2, Warehouse Raid Part 3, this should have been a sequel. And then we go to Session 8, which is potentially where I start, which is Never Invade Russia in the Winter. The Gang Invades Russia in the Winter. Session 9 3/4 is Retcon, the convention that is perfect, like this plan. I think that was... What was that about?
Do you remember you got to...
We were doing like an Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12. Yes, okay.
I like how we have a 9 3/4, but not a 10.
Well, I wanted the count to match up.
And then there's 11. Yeah, it goes from 9 3/4 to 11, which is Do It for Dale.
Do it for Driverdale.
Yeah, Do It for Driverdale. Sorry. And then there's Silo the Knowledge, Share the Pain. Huey down to St. Louis. The only thing to do with a bonfire is roast marshmallows. And then there's Become Golden. And we have 2 unnamed sessions, which I feel sad about that.
It was a 3-part. I guess it'd be part 1, 2, 3. Probably what I'll do when I actually post it.
Oh, that's when Callum flew away. Yes.
Yeah. You were not there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then Callum comes... And then the next name session is Callum comes back to the party. Then there's Fly Away, Bomb Away. That was when we had the bombings all over town. We should have been actually describing the sessions while we were naming them. That way we could have had a whole thing, but we messed up.
Yeah, I gotta come up with names for 18, 19, 18, 19.
Yeah.
I don't have names for those yet.
And when you get names for them, we should actually do like a breakdown of like each session, give it the name, and then like a recap of it. And then that's like a recap of the whole story up until session
Maybe that's
25.
the next intermission we'll go through. We'll just have like this is everything that's happened so far. That'll probably take a whole session.
Yeah. Then there's The Bomb is in My Pants. Let me show you this map. That was a good one. Panels on the ceiling are falling. That's when we went to like the convention.
Mm-hmm.
The people I see only stay as long as I'm looking at them. And then the gloop soup.
Where did you get 20? The people I see only stay as long as I'm looking at them? What are we referencing there? I don't even remember.
I don't know if that was me.
In the
It definitely could have been.
Too much Hugh Gloop.
Too much gloop in the soup, you know what I'm saying? And that was the last one, the gloop soup. And now, session 26.
We'll name it as we go.
Yep. It'll come to us.
Okay, so I guess intros now. We got Jade, Eat Napper Knight, played by Kristen.
That's me.
We got Good Cop Zach, played by Justin.
Whoa.
We got Harassment Cop Callum, played by Alex.
It sounded like that was a mushroom from Mario. Wow. Sorry, a toadstool. That was, Mario Party. All right. Sorry. Hey, how's it going?
And then we got Edward with an E, played by Edward without.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm Luke, the GM, I guess there's no dungeons here. So yeah, that's welcome to Golden Squad.
What up?
You've probably been listening for months at this point, so it's I don't know if anyone's still here, but
Welcome back.
you particularly, Dave. Thanks for being around.
Thanks, Mom, for listening to this. I love you.
So I think the last thing you guys did, you got the info about the motorcycle helmet possible suspect at Ralph Sentinel's work. I think that's the last thing that happened.
We were checking the security footage on the last two people, and they were both showed them leaving. We went to the houses. One of them was like left for work and never came back, and the other one was like looked like they'd been taken from the home. If I remember right.
So for both Annie Toya and Ralph, remember we had Smooth Criminal. Annie Toya and Ralph Sentinel both didn't have anything that looked suspicious about their home. And one thing to note is, for both of the 5 people that were taken, it looked like they had left themselves. And for the 3 people that were not at Phi, there was no such cover up or...
Okay, so here's a crazy conspiracy theory that Callum has thinking about. Real world example. Has anyone read or seen the movie Atlas Shrugged? Perfect.
Okay.
It's not great, but the premise was like...
That's not great.
all these scientists in the world, all these like mathematicians, really like influential people were disappearing, but it was only people who were like intellectual and like created things like engineers and, like builders and stuff, just all over the world disappearing. And it was like, it was like this big conspiracy, but it's like a post-apocalyptic world. And it turns out that there's like a secret place, like getting all the brightest minds together, like creating a new like place.
Oh, yeah.
Like a society.
Kind of like if you've ever played Fallout, they have oh goodness gracious, there's a science group in Fallout. It's very similar to this. This is kind of like what I'm thinking, is that this is like a group of powered people collecting more powered people.
Like BioShock.
Yes, BioShock, another great example. Yes,
I've never
I think
played
that's a similar situation.
Yes, I've never played BioShock, but I know BioShock is influenced by that book / movie. Also, no one should read it because I've never read it, but I understand it is terrible. This goes back to Ayn Rand and just yep, just like, hey, you know what the right way to live your life is? Be as selfish as possible. That just works out.
Yeah, so
for
like,
everybody.
don't read the book, but know that they have a similar scenario.
Yeah. I heard a great description. It's like you're supposed to read it in your like late teens, and it's a phase you grow out of. It's like that's. And I've offended a bunch of listeners, but that's
It's okay.
It's okay.
If you,
The movie's
stuck with us
bad,
this long.
y'all.
One of the other
not.
podcasts, I was telling you guys, I think the other, like, I guess it was 2 months ago or something now, but the lady at the beginning of the podcast, she gives like a shout out to some charity or something like that. And one day her like charity shout out was to cancer. Like, thanks cancer, getting rid of all your unwanted uncles and so on. I was like, Jesus Christ, people are sticking around. Everybody else in the podcast was like, hold it. Like, that's not the charity shout out you want to give. So yeah, it could be worse.
Oh
Oh
boy.
shoot.
It was very cringy but hilarious.
Best kind of
Just
humor.
off the rails.
Yeah.
It's that dark, like really fudged up humor. Like, damn.
Maybe they're going to be listening to this. They gave me a shout out on there, so maybe they'll listen to mine. So hi, Vanguard folks.
Vanguard folks. It's never
Hello.
okay to say cancer is good.
Specifically Shira. The rest of them were like, no.
All right. Well, now that we're done making enemies and putting people on blast,
I
Yeah.
think it's important we hold them collectively accountable for what that one person said.
So are we going
where were
to-
we even? Oh yeah, you guys are deciding what to do. Gotcha. I was like, what? I feel like, did I not give direction? Okay, yeah. So where do you want to head from here? You can look more into any of your red tie affair stuff, or it hasn't been enough time. Like earlier today is when Jeff got the crown, the amplifier. I'll call it the amplifier. It hasn't been enough time for him to realistically have got a reading yet. So, I mean, you can follow up with that if you want, but not really with the reading of Danielle. And then the only other thing that I have unfinished for you guys is the Axel thing at Trisect. Trisect's the company.
sorry, I'm like reading through the notes, catching up on that because I remember the Trisect conversation and the other one, like the Laptide facility that was buying all the sheep.
Oh, so okay, so we have the options to look into is the red tie, Axel, and Trisect, and what was the other one?
I mean, if you want to look into some of the alibi more for Caroline and Laptide and see if they have something to do with it, that's another path you can go.
I think
Laptide was one associated to Gloop, so
Yes, it was
That's
the
the
one
only
who's
reason
been
why.
buying sheep from the
Mhm.
Gloops.
I think
Is it Lapatide or Lapatide?
Laptide.
Yeah,
I'm just making it up.
so am I.
Perfect, love it.
The red tie stuff is like when we went to that party.
You
Right.
guys you didn't go to it. You weren't there.
Oh, we didn't go to it, but there were files relating to that party,
mhm.
Yes.
and we listened to those files. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, so it seems like the biggest new amount of information we could bump into would be talking with Axel.
Yeah.
I would say Axel and then the red tie stuff, just finishing that up if we have any update from the readings.
So you want to just go visit Axel?
Go to Trisect.
Didn't he?
Wait, are we
invite
going-
us?
Yeah, he did invite you.
Yeah,
Let's follow up on that.
just to verify, did he invite us as heroes, right? Like we're going in costume, or is it like Zach got an invite as
No, as
Zach?
as Phi employees.
Okay.
Yeah, because the four of you have all worked with Trisect. They got you out of Russia, so
Wait, are they the ones that had the
submarine?
submarine?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Editor Callum here. Wanted to give a notice. The audio cuts here, and that's due to one of the audio recordings giving out. And so Callum and Jade, to fill the time, started talking about backstories. I wanted to leave that part in because I thought it gave a little flavor to the story and characters in general. It may get cut later, and that will be up to Luke. Hi, Luke. Let's vamp. So, Jade, how was your childhood?
Well, I was in the system for a while because my parents passed away, and
You're an orphan, right? Yeah. Did you ever know your
yeah. No, well,
parents?
I actually haven't come up with a super specific
Yeah.
of that, but once I met, oh my gosh, I totally
Seth?
forgot his name. Seth, yeah. Once I met Seth, we kind of broke out of the system because it was horrible and kind of created our own society, sort
Lost
of
Boys?
yeah. And girls.
Street urchin gang?
Yeah, and we kind of would go and thieving.
Steal.
We would go steal. We would go steal stuff, and kind of like an Aladdin scenario, or a Robin Hood scenario. We'd steal and then
more than once sang Aladdin in our intro for your thing.
riff raff.
Oh God, I was wondering.
I like how we
mentioned it.
started at
How
the same
long?
time.
More than once in our intro or in like the arc 1 for your character, we did that. Like in the first like 20 minutes of it, we did that.
Weird. It's like I'm a Disney fan or something.
All right, so you guys arrive at Trisect. The Trisect facility it's a defense contracting company, but they also have, because they've been working with FI and other agencies for a long time, they have like a historical contributions section. So they basically have like a museum on site.
It's a defense
Yes.
place and a museum.
Well, it has like a museum, like think of like the Museum of Flight, like at Boeing or something. So they make jets, but they also make commercial planes too. So they have like a military division, and I mean they're mostly military, but they also have like a come look at some of the things we've built, like history of war or something. So they have like I'll even call it that. It's a history of war museum that they have on site, and so they have a lot of the technologies that they've developed. Obviously the older ones, so they don't have like laser cannons or anything like that, but they have like tanks or something that they built on display to show some of the things, like how war has changed over the years, and it's open to the public. So that is on site, and they have like tour groups that go around and talk about the different weapons, I guess. So you have to walk past that as you go into the main office part of Trisect, where they do the actual design and office stuff that contracting people do. That's a weird way to describe it. Anyway, there's a office and research division, and then there's museum division. You have to walk past museum public area to get to the office. And I want Jade to roll perception.
No. Okay.
Don't fudge the subject.
I got pressure. I have pretty good perception.
He said boldly before she rolled.
So,
Come on, Jude.
seven.
Just to put her
17.
glasses on.
17.
Okay. You notice that there's a large tour group walking through some of the aircraft and like drones that they've developed over the past few years. You don't recognize anybody in it, but it's a larger group. You don't have enough time to look at everybody.
Okay.
So you guys go into the building. There's a receptionist inside. They've been expecting you, obviously, because they can recognize you just from your...
So Jade, do you have any friends from your time in the orphanage?
I'd say Tommy, guy Tommy, that we used to regularly go stealing things together as like a group.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So, fun interaction between backstories. Jade's brother, Seth, was arrested and charged with like breaking and entering or something. I can't remember the charge. And Edward was his lawyer. Although Edward and Jade never met.
Do I know that? Do
Yes.
I know that he was?
I
Okay.
feel like this has come up now.
That's the reason why you met Edward. Actually, you were told that the last person to talk to your brother was his lawyer.
That's
And so
right.
You
Okay.
went to go track him down and be like, what happened? Tell me what happened.
That's
And
right.
that was that was like the very first 10 minutes of the second arc. So the first time you guys got together, the first actual group session.
So many moons ago.
Mm-hmm.
We wrote down the date on all this stuff, so I could tell you exactly how many
Yeah,
moons
now.
ago that was.
Dang, yeah. We've been doing this over a year now.
That was
Doesn't
session.
feel like that. Crazy.
That was session 1. Yeah, because I did all the ones before that were individual. So session 1 was the first group session. So that was November 21st, 2022. So you guys enter the Trisect main building, and they have the receptionist down front, and they've been expecting you, or rather, they know who you are just by you entering the building. She says, "Have a seat over in this waiting area, and I'll have someone come down and escort you up to Axel's office." Is there anything you want to do before you go up?
This is.
We make an escape plan.
Should we should we chat about what we want to say to Axel, or how we want to go about like talking to him, or are we just gonna wing it? I mean, I'm
Who
all
has the
down
most
for winging
rapport?
it.
I mean,
You guys winging it?
We're honestly, we're just here to learn like what he has to say about his father's death. So I don't really know about preparing anything. I'm not worried. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Just thought I would ask. See how
No,
the
no,
room
that's-
felt.
I was trying to find his information so I could read it.
Axel?
Yeah, didn't we have?
You don't have much about him. So besides Callum, the other three of you have met him once, and it was at the party that you went to
Yeah.
when you got to meet all the people involved with like operations at Phi.
And his dad introduced him because he was bringing him into the business.
Yeah,
What
Well,
does he do?
he was before his dad died. He was like a vice president in the company. His dad was grooming him to take his place. His dad was
For five?
And his
for Trisect.
Okay.
and
So-
so Isaac Harris, the dad of Axel,
Yeah.
was one of Phi's top donors, helped develop Phi's non-powered recruit training program, and then apparently was also worked for a contract assassin for the U.S. government.
Yeah, he offered to take out the guy who killed Zach's parents.
Yeah, I declined.
Because he's good cop. Good cop Zach.
Yeah, good cop Zach.
So wait, both Isaac and Axel are non-powered, as
Yes.
far as we were aware.
Yeah.
So if you think of Phi like Shield, like the majority of people that work there don't have powers. They're trained to
Mhm.
try to take down people with powers because that's kind of their job. But they are just normal people that are armed with special weaponry.
Before we go in, we should also discuss maybe like a phrase we can give Axel to verify it's him. Could be Callum's paranoia, but the association between this was the company that allowed the submarine that got infiltrated. If Mirage, right? You know, they could have seen someone's face and Morph. That's what it was.
yeah.
Yes, Morph could have made their way up the corporate ladder. You know, never be too careful.
I don't know that we have
How would
any
we
other
test?
way to...
How would we test that though?
Exactly.
Because we've only met Axel once, you know.
Mhm.
When did you meet him?
Just at the party. When his dad introduced him to us. We barely met him.
Mm.
There's no good
So,
way
yeah.
for us to verify.
Maybe that's how you check. Is what was the first thing, you know, who introduced us or something? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it seems too easy. Oh, my dad.
I mean-
Callum's paranoia. You guys
Yeah.
can continue.
We could always just hold him down and threaten him.
Yeah, that's always worked for every other encounter we've ever done.
How good is your intimidation?
Yeah, it's
Throw
all
the book
good.
at him, Edward. Hit him real hard.
So is the dad not around anymore?
Yeah, he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, he blew up in a car.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Sorry, it's hard to keep track of everything that happened.
I say we
That
just
is exactly why you're here.
let's just do it live. Let's go in there.
Let's do it live.
Callum's going in last, and he's going to be standing in the back of the room.
Okay.
I have Eep in my jacket, petting him, her, it.
Wearing the crime. Okay.
Yeah, its little head is peeking out like it's a little, you know.
It's not like a secret, you know, prototype production of a soup.
Nobody- Nobody
Oh.
thinks about it.
You-
They're gonna just think it's a weird dog.
It's a weird dog that doesn't bark.
It's
Yeah.
a weird dog.
Yeah, there's
You
lots of
reminded
dogs
me-
that go out in public don't bark.
Scatterball. We came up with the rules for that too. That was another.
That was
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was gonna be Zip Zop or something, but it became Scatterball.
got it.
After 15 minutes or so, you have a security guard come down and say like, "Oh, follow me. We're gonna head up to Axel's office." So he takes you up to the like penthouse of the building,
Ooh, fancy.
and yeah, it's a larger building. This is a pretty well off company. And in the office, you see there's a bunch of like things in boxes. You could tell it's some of the stuff that Isaac had in his office, and Axel's kind of like going through it, putting some stuff away, putting some stuff to the side as you guys walk into the office. He sees you enter, and he's like, "Thank you guys for coming. This is not the way I wanted to see you guys again."
Oh, I understand.
He says, I'm sure you've heard the news. My dad, he was assassinated.
Our condolences.
Thank you. I wanted to get your guys' insight on who you think might be responsible for this. From what I've heard from his reports and the things that he's told me, I feel like I can trust you guys since you work directly with him. He helped you come back from Russia. He seemed to trust you guys, and so I think I can trust you guys too. Like, do you think Russia might have something to do with this? Do you think they might have figured out that he was involved and taking it out on him, taking out the hit on him?
It's a possibility, but what are you leaning towards so far?
That's my best lead. It's only been a little bit more than a day, so, or a day. I don't know how long it's been game-wise, but it hasn't been very long.
And then I guess here's a question: is would his death have been made public to us? Like, would we have known that he was assassinated, or just that he had passed away?
Well, his car exploded, so they are assuming assassination.
Oh,
like
that's
it exploded with like a bomb. Didn't just like catch fire.
Yeah. And and this wasn't associated to the city bombs, right? This was a completely different bomb explosion.
No, the city bombs were way bigger. This was like a smaller bomb. So
I'm curious as to where the explosion happened. Where was he going? When did it happen? Like, where was he at when his car exploded?
He was just leaving the Trisect facility. So his car had just gotten outside the perimeter, the internal parking structure for Trisect. It had just left. It gotten like a block, and then it blew up.
Callum's gonna look at everyone and be like, I bet if we check the cameras, we're gonna see that motorcycle helmet guy.
It's worth checking.
Yeah, we should definitely check, but I assume you've already checked the cameras, right?
I know it may be hard to watch, but would it be possible to get any security footage you may have of the incident?
Oh, of course. Like, if you think it's gonna help find who's responsible, you can have any type of recordings we have.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And he picks up a phone and makes a call to IT department, and he says, "Oh, they'll bring it up shortly."
Has anybody gone through his most recent contacts, like phone and email and all that?
Yeah, we have the servers from that. I mean, his phone was obviously destroyed with the explosion, but we have the call logs. We've been going through it. We haven't noticed anything suspicious yet. He wasn't on a call, or he hadn't made a call within about an hour.
Was he acting any differently that day? Did any of the employees say anything or notice anything off?
No, he was the same old guy he always was.
We should, if you don't mind, we should also take a look on our end of all the emails, call logs, that sort of thing, so that we can cross-reference it with everything else we're doing to make sure nothing stands out.
Of course, I already had IT. I told them to include everything, so any digital footprint he might have left behind should be included.
And he didn't ever have any conversations with you about anything that seemed off or different?
I mean, there's nothing recently. Although, I mean, it's the exception is the rule kind of here, because we do things at Trisect that very few companies around here get to do. So what is normal? What is a normal conversation for someone that works with superpowered people?
I think Callum would like to do is there could I roll an investigation check on this? And I'm specifically looking for, is there any link that would be, is this a targeted attack on Trisec because Trisec is involved, or is it a targeted attack against this specific person? Was it against the company, or is there any link to the investigation that would that I could link them to?
Well, I think that's why we're taking the information, so that we can drill into that.
Yeah,
that'll be a part of our.
I have dice in my hand, and we have investigation as a skill. I, the player, am not as smart as Callum, you know?
I think if anything in this conversation, we might just want to roll some perception to see if this guy's being honest. That's all.
Honesty is insight.
Oh, insight. There
Insight?
I think
I'm okay with either. Investigation or insight, I have both.
Okay, perception
Why?
is like if he looks shifty or something, like, you know.
My insight is +8. Has anybody got a better one than that?
we go. I'm at
plus
+7.
Oh, shoot.
Luke, would you mind if I insighted this guy?
Sure. Let me pull up a dice too.
Tell me when to roll.
You can roll. I'll just do it second.
I rolled a 16 on the dice. +8 is 24.
24. Okay. He believes that he is telling the truth, or it appears that way.
Okay.
Can I roll perception for like the boxes that are kind of in the room, just like looking them over, seeing if I see anything that stands out label wise or something?
Yeah.
21.
Like, most of them don't have labels. The things in the boxes seem pretty straightforward. It's like pictures on the wall and trophy's not the right word. I guess award is things given to Isaac that he had hung
Awards
on the
and
wall.
commendations.
Yeah, commendations is a better way to. Yeah, commendations and things like that. And it appears just by the number of boxes that Axel has been at this. What seems like probably all day. He's just been putting stuff in boxes.
Axel, what?
Oh, no.
May I ask, why are you boxing everything up?
I just don't want to lose any of this stuff. This is all I have left now.
What'll be happening to this space?
This is gonna be my new office.
And you don't want to leave any of your father's effects?
I'll keep a few of them, but I'm gonna be taking most of these home.
Or was there anything maybe that you'd expect to be in the office that was missing? Anything that maybe you'd expect to have in the office that was maybe taken?
No, he had everything in place. Everything that I typically see in here is still in here. And I mean, we have cameras just outside, so nobody came in. And there's a
No, I think Callum's more interested in like maybe his dad had something on him on his persons when he left, you know, that could have been lost in the explosion.
well, if he did, I didn't notice anything missing.
I guess maybe like checking the cameras. That'll be something we'll have to do is like check the video recording, see if he left anything in his hands when he was walking out of the office or anything.
Yeah, you can also check with the county police to see the crime scene if you want. The investigators have a bunch of evidence that they've collected too. Maybe that'll help you narrow down. I just want to figure out who did this.
Understood. Do we think that this is associated to the missing peoples? Like, are we getting that feeling that this is associated, or is this a completely unrelated like incident? Because I guess Callum is having a hard time. Maybe it's just because we had such a long intermission of like where the connection is between the missing people, the Russian super villains, and then this company. Like where is all that?
Yeah.
Well, I think if we, dig into some of the evidence, with the cameras and his outgoing communications, we may find a link. I mean, Isaac Harris and this company they were connected to a lot of stuff. So
What's weird is that this guy obviously was assassinated, whereas the others just disappeared.
Mhm.
So it's like a different MO.
Yeah.
We don't have anything that would connect them to the disappeared people, right? Like, did I forget something? Or
Besides, if we end up seeing that motorcycle guy in any of the footage, then that could be our
Yeah.
Or
okay.
that they found out that
Connection.
Trisec was associated to Phi's recovery of the prisoners from, that whole operation.
But nobody was doing business with anybody else that was like, oh yeah, of course these guys are associates or something like that. No.
yeah, but what we might find is something that connects the whole red tie and the queen and all this and that. Since if there was any sort of I don't know, shady business to be happening, Isaac may have been involved, since he was kind of that Trisect is like a mercenary for hire type of service. So I think regardless, it'll prove useful to check out like what evidence there is and what might be linking to this guy's death.
Yeah.
I think Callum is still having a hard time getting all of the strings to match up. If we have a big board with like all of the different like events that are happening, like how are these interconnecting is where I feel like we're missing something.
Well, I don't think we're ready to connect those yet. I think we should probably head back to the office, take a look at this evidence, and also see what becomes of Jeff's Cerebro act. Yeah, and
So
then
we
I
think
mean,
that like we've come here, we've hung out, we've got the information. Thanks, Axel, for giving us your info, and then we just dip to Phi headquarters and continue the investigation there. Like I don't know if like is all we came here for just like this information and to meet with Axel.
Well,
that's my interpretation, but yeah.
we could go check out where the car exploded.
The crime scene, the actual explosion.
That would
Yeah,
be that'd be really good, yeah.
And then go talk to the police too that also investigated the explosion,
Before we leave the office, Callum wants to whisper to Zach to check to see if there's any electrical signals that are like, hidden cameras or mics or anything.
I don't know how that's going to help us, but just in
the
case.
office. Yeah.
Well, because it is his office kind of thing to see
yeah,
if there's
it's
like
his
a
office.
bug.
Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like
Okay.
maybe we'll have something
and if there is, we can run it by Axel. Sure. Should I roll something for that, DM?
No. You don't see anything. I mean, he doesn't have any hidden cameras. There's cameras there, mainly trained on the front door. Or the door to the office. Nothing like obscured, nothing hidden.
No secret safes in the wall or anything like that.
There is a safe in the wall, but it's not a secret.
Okay.
It's not like hidden.
Cool. So let's go to the scene of the crime, huh?
Yeah. We think Axel and unless he wants to go to the scene of the crime with us, I don't think we would take him with us. Politely dismiss ourselves. Thank him for his time. Let him know we're going to go head out to the scene of the crime. Give him our calling card.
in case there's something else that pops up.
I don't feel like we have a team calling card yet, so maybe Callum just writes down his like cell phone number on a napkin. Or like Sonny's direct line, because I'm sure Sonny has like a phone number.
That's a fair point. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, it probably does.
I mean, some way of contacting him from the outside, right? How hard is it to hook up like a little phone for Sonny? He's got a little phone app installed.
So you're just gonna give Axel the call us later number and call us if you think of anything?
Yeah, I think we, be like, thank you for all this information, Axel. I think we have what we need. If there's anything that you need from us, please don't hesitate to reach out, and before we go, we're going to go take a look at this crime scene and gather the rest of this information. Is there anything you need from us?
Anything more?
No, I think you've put me a little bit at ease just saying you're going to look into it. So please find whoever did this.
Absolutely. Callum turns around and walks out the door.
Jade follows as she pets Eep. Eep.
Okay. Outside the door, actually, you meet the IT person, and he walks up and he says, Axel had this put together for you. It's a laptop that has all the information about the information we've collected in the
Investigation?
The cameras.
security footage. Yes, security footage of the explosion that we have. So, feel free to look at this.
We hook it up to our Sunny.
And all of the
our Sunny
contact, his recent contacts, emails,
Yeah, all
all
his
that
emails,
stuff.
all that's in there too. So we've compiled it onto this laptop, so you can look at it here. You can take it back to the office, whatever you'd like.
Maybe we have do we have like a little USB stick that has all of Sunny's like remote access protocols in, and we can call it the Sun Drive.
I can also take a look at it too with my technology.
Oh, you have that? Yeah.
If that's gonna take time, like you guys could head to the scene of the crime while I do that. I don't know how that works, but
Well,
You're
you could
sitting in
just
your
sit in the
police cruiser.
I guess sit in the waiting area
Or if
while
this is
you
like,
check it out.
you know, if this is like the movies and I just like go boop boop beep bop and I just know everything,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Hmm.
Just hack.
yeah, I hacked it.
Yeah, it's hacked.
Yeah, it only took me like, you know, 10 seconds. I hacked it.
I have a question about Edward's powers and how it connects to technology. Like, if you had an
It doesn't.
e-reader
It
with a
doesn't.
book on it,
Nope.
No,
does that
It's
not
only
work?
paper.
would not work.
It's divine, man. It's paper.
Only paper. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so are you gonna look at this here, or are you gonna take it to go? Take your laptop with all the.
I mean, how does it? Can I do that, or is this a sunny task?
Yeah, I mean, you could always take a look. It's not encrypted or anything. They're offering it to you.
Yeah. I just
Maybe we
didn't
just
know.
pop it open.
I
we
guess I
we just pop it open in a side conference room before we head out to the crime scene.
Okay, cool. I can do that. I would just figure realistically it would be like ridiculous to go through footage, and maybe that's a sunny task.
Yeah, maybe
But, like,
maybe they take
we-
us to like
you know.
a camera room, like a security room, and they start just going through the footage with us there in person, and they give us like a drive to remotely access it later.
But yeah, I have my technology check I can do. But is that if that's appropriate?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna roll that. Okay, so I got a total of 23.
Okay. Would you? I thought. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 12 and I have a plus 11.
The security footage is broken out into the different camera segments, but it's all put sequentially to give you the story of what happened.
Like him leaving his office into the car and then on the road and stuff.
Well, it starts. The very first thing you see is him walking to the car. So it does. That's the first thing. It doesn't track him all the way back to his office or anything. It's the very first clip is him entering the parking garage, walking over to the car. There's a driver in the car too, so he's not driving his own car. So he enters the back of the car. It shows the car leaving the parking garage. It gets out of the parking garage, gets to the like security checkpoint. They kind of like wave at the security guard as they pass. They get out to the first stoplight, and just as the light turns green and they would have started going, the car explodes. They made it about 1 block away from the building, and the camera is on the building, so the car is a little bit distant by the time you see it explode. So you're looking at a car about a block away. Hello, Kermit the Frog here, and I'm your driver.
Oh, does the way it explode, like, it definitely explodes, like, from the inside out, right? It wasn't, like, struck by a supersonic missile or anything. Like,
Right, yeah, there was... in the wreckage indicated that as well. It was definitely... a device was in or on the car that blew it up. It wasn't hit by anything.
Were they able to, or can we tell where it looked like from the camera explosion, where the explosion begins, or from the wreckage of the car, can we tell what compartment the bomb was put in?
Yeah, like was it in the gas tank, the engine compartment, under the passenger, under the driver? What would you like us to roll?
Perception.
Done. Ooh,
It'd be a very difficult check.
Is 20.
Yeah,
14 on the die, plus 6, so 20.
You want me to roll as well, Luke, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. That ain't gonna cut it. That is a 6 plus 7. That is a 13.
Yeah, from the car's pretty far away, and the video isn't the craziest quality. It's okay quality, but it's not top of the line, so you can't really tell where it started just from the video.
Maybe we'll have to like get to the actual site and review it.
Fair enough.
Do we see any figures in the video?
I was gonna say, do we see any suspicious people?
Yeah.
There's probably about a dozen people on the sidewalks that you can see. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 20 or so people.
Motorcycle man.
None of them are wearing a motorcycle helmet.
Or lady. It could be a motorcycle lady.
Motorcycle people.
No one in the
those
video
dastardly
that you
people.
see on the sidewalks as you go. I mean, it starts to get a little bit grainy as you go out because you can see about 3 or so blocks down, but seeing 3 blocks in a camera is not super great. But you see 20 or so people. There's people on bikes. There's like a few smaller groups of like 3 or 4 people. Mostly people individual. There's one guy pushing a guy in a wheelchair. There's, I'll say, 2 people on bikes. Anything. One of them is an electric bike.
Ooh. Is there anyone paying, like, I don't know if this is like a separate check or anything, but is there anyone paying really specific attention to the vehicle as it's leaving? Like someone who's like watching it leave, and do we see anyone who does anything stupid, like have a little button detonator in their hand and push it in front of them? Little TNT plunger sitting on the side of the road.
That'd be great. Twirl their mustache as they obviously evil. No, you don't notice anything like that. Anyone saying, "Mwah!"
Yeah, twirling their mustache.
I knew it was Wario.
I was also thinking like Dick Dastardly. Is there like a little dog there that's just laughing to itself as well?
Giving his I don't know what to call the like hand sanitizer rub.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're scrubbing their hands together, like.
What's the name of that old cartoon show where it was all the
Wacky Racers?
Wacky Racers? Thank you. Yes.
What's the name of that cartoon show with all the things? Yeah, Wacky
I'm
Racers.
surprised you got that from that.
Yeah, I was about to describe it a little bit better, but he was already on the same wavelength as me.
It's like
Listen,
that one
weapons-
night we were doing those puzzles on the Powered Gamer, the Golden Squad, and he just like randomly guessed. I don't even know like how you got onto that idea and that pattern.
Oh yeah, the
man.
Golden Squad challenge.
Made
Listen.
we were doomed to
Listen.
fail that one, and then you were just like, yeah, by the way, I knew this before the DM knew this.
It's weapons grade autism.
almost
okay?
almost done describing it, and I already figured it out.
Yeah.
Stop talking. I already know the answer.
Yeah.
I like arranged that from easiest to hardest, in at least in my mind, and you guys got them all without even like. Okay, maybe the hard ones are not that hard.
See how little you think. See how little you think of us, Luke.
I still don't even understand the one that Callum got. Like it just like
The
doesn't-
1-1, the 2 1s.
Yeah, it doesn't
the
compute.
One,
I don't think
one,
it
the
comes
one,
from a
two.
rational mind
2 ones,
either.
one,
I think you guys
two.
are just insane. Like, I think he purposely made an insane puzzle, but you insanely answered it in insane timing. It was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was nuts.
You're raised like we were. We come up with insane ways to answer questions.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
man.
I've
You don't
stared
know
at
what it took to get food at night.
I've stared at my spaghetti long enough, and I know the answer.
23. The sauce is the secret. Stare into the sauce. The sauce
Wait.
is the secret.
So where were we? We
We reviewed the video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you asked
we-
about
we-
the location of the bomb. Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough detail to find out. Asked about people on the side of the road and whether or not they look suspicious, basically, and also nothing obvious.
So I think we should go to the crime scene now. That's my.
Is there any check that Callum can do to like find anything that's out of the ordinary other than a car going up in flames? Like
Perception. I'll
just
you
like
could do a general perception.
because I don't know, like I mean I did roll the perception check for like specifically the bomb exploding on the car. I didn't know if we wanted to like do a different roll on like the video in its whole.
Well, okay, so if you want to look for something in the video, that's one check. If you're like questioning the video itself, then that might be technology.
Yeah, I mean, Do we want like? Are you saying like? Would we want to check for like it's the integrity of the video? Like if any of it's faked, would be technology.
Yeah, if that's what you want to check. I mean, there obviously was an explosion, though. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that's what like Callum is looking for, anything that's out of the ordinary. Maybe like cuts in the footage, things that have been like omitted. Weird like 2 cats walking past the same door, glitzes in the matrices. So technology, I have like a.
I mean, I can handle that technology check.
You sure about that? Because I totally
Yeah.
got 9.
Okay, well,
I don't understand.
I rolled a 17 plus 11, so I'm at 28.
May I
Callum
also roll
puts his hands up.
technology?
It's a
Yeah, you can roll
magnifying.
technology. Let's all technology out on this thing.
Okay, because I got a +10 on technology, so I'm alright.
Crack the matrix.
No, that ain't gonna do it. I rolled a 4, so +10 is 14.
it is cut, obviously, but they notified you that it was cut before they gave it to you. They gave you the original footage too. This is just like the overview footage. So if you wanted to dive into any of the full camera, like before segments, you can as well. But there's nothing that seems out of the ordinary. It doesn't appear to be edited in any way, just cut for like the overall viewing. It does appear exactly what happened on the camera happened in reality. There was no like CG effects or anything.
Okay. I think we go to the site.
Okay. So you're heading down to the crime scene.
Mhm.
It's still blocked off by police. So on your way out, everybody roll perception.
Okay.
21.
Ooh,
I got 15.
26.
What did you roll, Callum?
I rolled a
Ooh.
15 plus 6.
I got a nat 20 and my perception is
Oh,
9, so I got
my God.
29.
Nice.
Jade sees everything.
My eyes are clear.
Joke's on you. The DC was a 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
35 is a legit DC sometimes. It's like you better have
Fudge. DC.
yeah. You better have plus 15 in that skill and roll nat 20.
My whole character's perception.
Callum has a plus 14 in physics. Like, he's a world leader in physics. And he couldn't make a DC 35.
Okay, so I'm going to break this down a little bit.
I think we're all just kind of walking through the lobby. Or are we walking out of the lobby?
No, this is out of the lobby. Like
We're
by
like
the
walking
museum.
through the parking lot, going
No,
to the front
before
gate.
the parking lot. This is next to the museum where the like group is.
Okay.
Well, we're
Well,
not
where
at
the big
crime
groups
scene.
were.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay,
If there's women
Jade.
and children in the way, Callum's going to start pushing people.
Jade, you roll
What's
you have that like dodge power thing where you get 50-50 to get hit from melee.
Yeah.
Roll that.
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
I rolled a 7 and then I add 7? Is that
No. Yours
Dodge?
is just a flat 50-50. So 10 and below is miss,
okay?
11 and above is hit. Or whatever. It works. So it doesn't work is what that means. Okay. So
Okay.
let me roll. That's what I expected. Okay. So Jade, you get punched in the back of the head.
What? I rolled a nat 20 and I get punched in the back of the head.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt at all. So you
Okay.
kind of are like, what? Like, what are you doing, Callum? And you turn around,
It's Jake.
and it's not. It is Jake. You knew it was coming.
It's
the Incredible Jake.
It's always Jake. I don't know.
Yeah, an
So if you guys
incredible
have
Jake.
forgotten, Incredible Jake is standing behind you, having just punched you, and is being enlightened to the fact that you just took it without. I'm not even gonna have you roll because he he is not. He's just a dude. He's not. He doesn't have any powers.
Didn't they have to like give him a
he
new
just-
face after the last time she punched him?
Why is this guy? What does this guy have against me? He just.
You
What?
beat him up, and now he has a crutch.
You know, eventually you guys are gonna like have kids together or something.
So
His will
Incredible
they,
Jake,
won't they is killing us.
he says after you turn around, he goes, I waited for 2 hours in the park. I called you out and you did not come out and meet me, and so I had to come find you. Why aren't we fighting? I'm gonna show you who the real fighter here is.
Oh really? Tisk tisk tick, Jake. You just never learn, do you?
Just after saying that, you notice Callum isn't there.
Oh, fudge. I'm not.
No, you're gone, and I'll tell you where you are in a second. But you're not there. So
Whoa, fudge. Wait, I am not in the same spot, but someone's in the spot I was. That's someone whose power was missing. Oh my god, what was his name?
exchange.
Exchange.
Oh.
But the person
Whoa.
the person who is standing there is not Exchange. It's Incredible Jake.
Can
Exchange's
Jake
power
feel
is he trades places with people. So if he had traded places with you, then the person that would be there would be Exchange.
Oh, fudge.
So it's not exactly, it doesn't quite fit that, but it's close. So anyone besides Callum, I'm sure you've turned around and noticed Callum isn't there at this point.
Yeah.
So the three of you and Incredible Jake are standing next to each other.
See, and I honestly really regret not saying something earlier, but I was actually going to comment that Callum is going to have been floating like this entire time, because that's just how he moves about the world, is he just floats off the ground.
Okay,
And
we
I find
can,
it like
we can even retcon that. We can say Jade heard
like a soft footfall. Like
yes, a
someone
soft
like had just
footfall.
like jumped and then landed back down on the ground for a second.
Yeah, and that's what caught her attention.
That's
right
how
before
she got that massive perception because she heard that little soft of feet landing.
And then Jake says, "I'm tired of you messing with me.
Oh God.
I know we're like each other's nemesis, but
You're my arch enemy. I don't know who you are.
I can't have you messing with me anymore.
What was your name again? Jack?
Listen
You know
here,
my
Jack.
name. I talk about this all the time on my blog. You know my name, and I need you to stop messing with me. Leave me alone."
I
he's
feel
not
like you're the one. I feel like you're the one that's here, punching me in the back of the head, asking for the attention. So, I mean, am I wrong?
He's mentally unstable.
You just teleported me.
Oh.
I can't. No.
Memory manipulation.
No, I did not.
Oh, because I just appeared right here next to the teleporter.
I mean,
Should we do this? Let's fight.
Oh no.
Sure.
Hey,
I
roll
put
it.
the-
Whoa, Jake, where did you just come from?
Yeah, where were you at before this, Jake? I mean, Jack. I mean, Justin. I mean, Jill.
Really?
Roll initiative.
Initiative. Oh, okay.
If anybody wants to fight with her, is welcome to as well.
Oh, dude, I'm getting the popcorn out.
You want our help at all, or do you?
I don't
think
feel
I've
like
got
anyone
this.
would offer help. I feel like we've all seen the Incredible Jake so often that we wouldn't think anything of it. But the fact that he just appeared out of nowhere would be a little suspicious. It'd be red flag
Callum.
city right there.
And
But
Callum.
Callum's not there. Callum's just gone.
So I got 21.
Okay, you go first.
All right.
You
Well,
got a 6.
oh, Jack.
It's Jake. You know it.
Dude, just
Okay.
stop.
I'm very interested to see if he's going to go down in one punch or not.
So
He
yeah,
has the
I mean,
last
I'm just
2 times.
I'm just gonna go with what works, what has worked, and just full on block him right in the nose.
Okay,
Knock him in the schnoz.
to hit.
So I roll for strength.
Fighting.
20.
Oh boy.
This poor.
As in you rolled a 20, or you?
I
got-
rolled
30,
16, but then
okay. Yep.
I
You
40.
clock him right in the face. He flies back 15 feet, unconscious on the floor.
This poor dumb bastard.
We didn't get to find out where he came from.
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
So Jade
This is
just
the Jack that I
you
barely
know.
ever know.
puts her hands together and like wipes them off. You know. All right, what's next, boys?
Well,
Also,
we're mixed-
Callum is missing.
Oh yeah,
Maybe like, where's Callum?
that's right.
I think we need to take this guy, whatever his name is, with us here now because we might need him to find Callum.
Can I scan him to see if he has any electronics on him that may have been responsible for the weird swap?
Yeah, he doesn't have anything besides a cell phone.
Okay.
Take the cell phone.
Are you gonna take Jake with you?
Yeah, we should take him with us. Like, what the hell?
What the hell?
Can we carry
Call
him
security.
easy enough?
Yeah, he's not that bulky.
Okay, I'll carry Jake.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually,
clearly
wait,
not.
I don't have strength. I have stamina. I don't know if I should carry him. I'm gonna have to leave that one to Jade.
Well, yeah, Jade could easily do it. Jade's very strong.
So now you want me to carry my nemesis?
You can drag
like
him. I
carry
mean,
him.
whatever you want.
I'll
Carry him
just,
under
I'll
your
just,
armpit.
I'll just
I mean-
grab him by the leg and just drag him.
Okay.
I would say you're his nemesis, not that he's yours.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, just
No,
drag him by the leg.
You guys get to the car you came in. He kind of starts to come to a little bit. I'll get to you, Callum. Don't worry.
Oh, that's fine.
He starts to come to. Do you guys want to?
So, where were you?
Huh? I'm at the Trisect. Where's Jade?
She's still right here.
Oh, another cheap shot. Ugh.
cheap shot right in the face. I mean,
Your
you
jaw is on
asked for it.
discount. It's not that it's a cheap shot.
Your jaw's discount. Oh my god. That's great.
It's called dodging, Jack.
One day, I'll get even.
So where's Callum? What'd you do with him when you came to where we were at? He disappeared.
I'm gonna assume you mean Sagittarius, right? 'Cause he doesn't.
Yeah, we're Sagittarius. Sorry. That's my soup name.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sagittarius.
He says, I don't know, trisect, maybe? Phi? I don't know. You teleported me. How am I supposed to know where your friend is?
Teleported you from where?
I was in the group looking at missiles. And
The group?
yeah, I was looking at the museum, and then I was next to you.
There's a museum in Trisect?
Yeah.
Yeah, the museum. Remember? You explained at the beginning.
Dude, my Discord was cutting out, so I don't
Gotcha.
think
There's a museum directly next to Phi that has like a war museum. Next to Trisect. Did I say next to Phi? Yeah. Directly next to Trisect, there's
Okay.
a war museum.
Jake,
That had a group.
why are you at Trisect, Jake?
Why should I say anything to you? Who are you?
Yeah, okay, maybe Jade should talk to him.
He's a part of my team, so you know.
Well, then even less so. Why would I help you? You've been just everywhere in my life, and I've just been trying to live.
You're the one that showed up and picked a fight with me. You keep picking fights with me. But you keep picking fights with me, dude. What did I do?
You attacked me outside the bar that one night, and I have not been able to live it down.
What? Remind me, I don't remember.
I think we went out to
Anyways.
a bar and we were celebrating Gabe's return or someone's death.
She's taunting him.
Yeah. I was actually
He-
trying to remember what bar we
I literally
what time we
don't. I
were going to the
literally
bar.
don't remember.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like a...
No, I literally don't remember.
Okay, so you, out of character, you met him, he was walking as you were, I think you were leaving the office one day or something, and you met him outside, and he was obviously drunk, and he challenged you to a fight, and you knocked him out. He was with his friends then. You,
So
like,
he is the one that keeps initiating it.
Oh, every time.
Not
Yes.
me.
Mhm.
Not
100
me.
Yes.
yes.
So it's his issue, not mine.
Except you always resolve it with violence. You never de-escalate the situation. You're always just like, okay, punch in the face and walk away.
I mean, how else
Not
am
saying
I
that that's
to get
wrong,
through
but-
to him?
She likes
Yeah.
stealing his dignity.
He says, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you every detail about why I was here if you post online that I'm the winner of our conflicts. Tell the world that you concede defeat to me. Then I will tell you everything.
Ha! I don't want to do that.
You said that so unsure of yourself. Like, I don't wanna.
I can
But that would
imagine
be
her.
lying.
I can imagine just Jade turning to Edward and just being like, "I really don't want to do that."
Yeah.
Is there some legal thing that I could do to get out of this?
Yeah, you take him to the cops.
I mean, you kind of are cops. You interrogated him once.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually just
Yeah,
going to tell him, as an orphan and somebody who has, tried to be secretive because I'm a part of Phi, I don't have social media, so I don't have any followers, so it wouldn't mean anything.
Is
As
that
a secret
true?
agent? I
Or is
can't.
that? Or are you just with him?
No, I'm telling him the honest to God truth, just like I tell him the honest to God truth when I punch him in the face
Every time?
every time.
Okay.
I can actually see Jade not having any online presence. That kind of fits with the character of like leave no trace.
He
Sorry,
said,
I don't think it would matter.
are you gonna? Okay. He's gonna respond with, "It only takes like 15 minutes to get it set up. Like you set it up, and just like verify, and then just say, Incredible Jake, #1. He's better than me. I will tell you everything."
You have a problem, dude. A real problem. How about I just grab him by his shirt and say, if you don't tell me, I'm going to clock you in the face again.
There we go. I was waiting for something like that. Roll intimidation.
I don't think I have very high intimidation, but
I
okay.
was like, I was waiting for a check. I was like, is it going to be intimidation? Is it going to be persuasion? How is she going to do it? She hasn't.
I can't
My
tell.
intimidation is so low. Oh, I rolled a 19, so 21. Poor Jack.
Okay,
I mean, you've done it before, so.
I mean, this dude brings it on himself at this point.
It's like, okay,
I
okay,
know.
okay. Can I just say that on mine that I lasted longer than one punch, and then I'll give you everything.
I mean, I can't really control what you say online, honestly.
Yeah.
Can I get like a selfie with the?
Oh, I knew it.
No, you cannot.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was weird. I got this like invitation to come here today, and I mean, I don't usually turn that type of thing down. I was told that there was some specialty anti-teleportation exhibit, and I thought I could do something to, like help deal with you. So I came here today.
What do you mean help deal with her?
What?
No, because
Came
she
for an-
does she does teleportation stuff, so he's gonna help with research on disabling teleportation stuff. That's why he's doing it.
Which is
Why do you think-
interesting.
They don't have anything here.
Yeah.
So they lured him.
Dude, you have a problem.
Also, I haven't ever had to use my teleportation to kick your butt, so I mean,
I mean, the very first time you teleported behind him and punched him.
oh, okay. Well, I had one too many drinks that night, so
I don't think you drink. I think
Easy.
he was drunk. I think you were just leaving Phi. I don't think you were.
Oh, okay.
You just happened to like
I know
come
there was,
across
like,
him
a-
on the street.
It was just a Monday.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I know there was this one night where we went to like a after party or something. But
I'm gonna have to review. Maybe it was. Maybe you were drinking. I don't know though.
all right, so somebody enticed you to go to.
Yeah, they told me to come here today. They even paid for my admission.
Whoa! Did you meet this person who paid for your admission?
No, it was waiting at the reception. The ticket.
How'd they get a hold of you?
They called me.
They called you.
Yeah, they said they followed my blog.
Does he have an accent?
I don't know. I'm trying to. It's a weird voice.
No. The person that got a hold of you, did they have an accent? A Russian accent?
No,
Oh, okay.
they said they worked here at Trisect. I didn't know her though.
What was her name?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a girl. It's a
Cheryl?
girl.
Karen? Carla? I don't know. Something.
Well, you're not being very helpful. This seems so random. I don't even know what to do about it. Team, what do you think? Let's huddle up.
I think two things. One, we could get that phone number that called him, and two, we could head back to Trisect with him.
Callum is still not there. Just as a
Yeah,
reminder.
which Callum's probably in the museum, so we should probably go check that out.
Hold on, who was the person that switched spots with people?
We all look to see if any of us have gotten a text message from Callum yet.
No. There's no sign of Callum.
Exchange. That was one of the soups that went missing.
Yes.
But
And-
Exchange isn't here, so it's
Yes.
not him.
Mhm.
Exchange is nowhere to be seen.
That doesn't mean they weren't there at one point, right?
Well, no, but Exchange's power involves Exchange,
Slightly
and this doesn't involve Exchange. This involves Callum and the Incredible Jake. At the very least, I think we could follow up on that phone number and also head back to Trisect to maybe find Callum.
Okay. Which one?
Sorry, did we ever actually get to... We never actually got to the crime scene. We're getting...
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Oh.
As you were leaving the building.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we're still there.
I'm
Well,
doing
so-
this way because the second I tell Callum what happened, you guys will know. So I'm gonna, I have to wait for Callum until you guys get a little bit further.
Yeah. Let's get back in there and follow up on whoever invited him / museum.
Yeah, we need to figure out where our companion disappeared to, so we need to maybe review more security footage.
Let's go check out the museum.
Show
Okay.
us where you were when you teleported, dummy.
All right. I was looking at the missiles, and he leads you to the missile shell design that Trisect had developed for like Desert Storm or something. They have some like old missile shells that they show in like in a glass case. So I was just standing here looking at the missiles, and then Jade teleported me or somebody, I don't know, but I was here and then I was there, and then That's what happened.
You saw Jade and just punched somebody.
This is.
It was Jade. She did it to me.
No, she didn't. But we do. This is a behavior you need to work on. You just see Jade and you got to punch her. Like you might, also worry about like being teleported.
If she just admitted that, like, I am the competent, real victor of our conflict.
You're quiet. No.
Delusional.
We're like 5 seconds away from a book.
Yeah, Edward's just shut the up.
See, Edward just
You're
be
gonna
like,
talk to your head again.
Skips initiation.
Edward just pulls out a book and just like, I could do it. I could do it.
And I look at Edward and I'm like, do
it.
I did nothing. I can teleport, but if I was to teleport you, you would have to see me teleporting you.
Oh.
How is that even possible?
I saw you because you teleported me.
So I grabbed you physically and teleported you to me physically?
You have to see me to teleport me?
Yes.
No, don't say those things.
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to explain to him that it wasn't me, so maybe he should think a little bit harder about what happened.
He says, okay, if it wasn't you, then how did I get over there?
That's what we're trying to figure out. Have you not been listening to this whole conversation?
Well, if it
hit him with another book.
Barks like a dog, right? Like, I don't know many people that could teleport.
Did you physically see me grab you and teleport you?
No, but if I'm not looking at you and you teleport me, how am I going to know it's you?
All right.
Did somebody grab you and teleport you? How did that work?
No.
When you were teleported, did you feel anything? Was there any sign that this was occurring, or was it just...
it kind of tingled.
Okay. No, that's something.
I physically have to touch people to teleport them, so it wasn't me.
You do?
Yes. Sorry, Callum. I'm
He pulls out his phone.
Your phone is blowing up right now. Don't tell people your secret powers.
He pulls out his phone, starts taking notes.
Yeah.
I take his phone and I crush it in my hand and throw it down.
He walks over and grabs a pen and starts writing on his hand.
She breaks his fingers.
She just saw her break the phone. Do you want to see her break the hand?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just remember.
That's probably a good idea.
Or if Edward hits you hard enough in the head with a book, you won't remember.
That was his cue.
Can I go?
I'll just remember it. Brain damage.
This guy. Yeah, man, you can probably go. I can't imagine what... It doesn't seem like you can provide us anything useful, and you're just kind of annoying.
Yeah, you're
This
kind of
boy needs
a
to seek
weird...
help. He needs to be detained.
Next Wednesday, Central Park, 3 o'clock. Let's finish this. He walks away.
Edward just answers for me. He's just like, no.
Nobody is wasting time with you.
My client is unavailable.
You see him he's walking away, and like one of the other guests like sneezes, and he kind of flinches as he's walking.
I'm like, sure, Jack, I'll see you there. Wave my hand.
It's not Jack. Next Wednesday. All right, he's gone. What's the plan?
Gotta investigate this room.
Okay. Investigation.
All right. I rolled an 18 plus 11. Cool. 29.
There's still the like tour group. They're not at this exhibit anymore. They're kind of across the floor. There's about 30 or so people led by a tour guide. This is the group that Jake pointed out that he was a part of. There's a few other like individuals around. Nobody's wearing a motorcycle helmet, if that's what you're wondering.
I'm trying to not metagame, but I know you asked us for an observation check when we came in, and it's like, oh, there's a tour group. Oh, not quite enough. Somebody's in that tour group. It's my meta.
I'll even tell you what, that was the check to see if you, I did it specifically for Jade, to see if she was going to recognize Jake on the way in,
yeah.
But she didn't roll high enough, so she didn't. So yeah, that was that roll.
Cool.
I'm okay with giving that one away.
There's nobody else in there that we... Okay, that's fine.
So, yeah, nobody you recognize in there, nobody with a motorcycle helmet, no exhibits that particularly stand out relating to teleportation. Any specific area you want to look at. Note here, though, you can do this is more perception than investigation. If you want to do an actual investigation, you can, but note that that will take some time because this is a pretty large area. So if you want to do that, it's probably going to take you hours. So I gave you the perception check rather than the investigation.
Oh, I roll investigation.
I know.
Either way.
Perception is the leader of investigation, right? You have to like see things before you investigate things. So you haven't spotted anything that you want to investigate further, but you may, if you want to, do the full investigation. It's just going to take hours. So before I give you any more, are you okay with it taking hours?
I don't know, guys.
Well, we never went and checked the scene of the crime, the explosion, but that's the only thing I can think of that
Callum is still missing.
Yeah, maybe we should try to call Callum.
How about this? How about I continue to investigate and you guys go look at the scene of the crime, and if anything pops up, we'll just call each other.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I think I'm ready to do Callum.
Okay.
Hello, Callum here.
Why is Callum always disappearing?
Oh, what the hell?
He's
Such a flight risk.
in the set.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that's a good one.
Yeah, good choice of words. Callum, you rolled in the initial perception check a 15.
Yeah, it was a butt
This was the
number.
perception check at the very beginning. Everyone else was rolling to see if they noticed you. You were not rolling for that. So I wrote down what you rolled.
Oh.
You rolled a 15. So your vision is going to kind of flash. You're no longer standing next to your group. You are tied down, facing basically some monitors. And there's someone behind you, and they immediately clip a cufflink, I guess I'd maybe call it. Not like a handcuff, but maybe like a cuff that goes around your forearm. They clip it on almost immediately. You can't turn around to see who it is at all. You're going to be treating this like combat. Okay, so you start to feel sleepy. So roll.
Not to cut you off, but would they have been able to get past my gravity skin?
Yes.
Because I have a natural 24/7 repulsion all around me.
Yes.
Okay. Man, I'm getting sleepy. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so you are still conscious. You are restrained from, think of like mental care facilities. They have those like beds that you can kind of get tied down to, except you're not tied down to a bed. I guess you'd be kind of like a bed, but you're not tied down, laying down. You're like leaning forward.
Like strapped to a wall.
Yeah, strapped to a wall is a better way to put it, but it's slightly angled forward. So you're leaning forward, attached, like standing up, just at a slight angle. In front of you, you see some monitors. On the monitors is roll perception.
Okay. Ooh, an 8.
You see.
I think I'm so disheveled from like everything that has just happened that I'm not picking up on things around me.
You see Jade fighting with some unknown person on the monitor. Okay, so you have your. Is there anything you want to get more details on your perception roll? Because you may only get one.
I want to know what I'm attached to.
So you can turn your head slightly. You notice that there are like metal clips that are going over your arm in 3 different places and across your chest and stomach and legs in 3 places. So you have several different restraints tying you down to something. You can't really see what you're clipped to, but the front side of the restraints, they're all metal, and there's about like 15 of them.
If I have the ability to jostle, do I feel like I'm on like a table or like a gurney?
Okay.
Or am I standing? I guess that's
okay. This is the one thing you get to do.
because you were saying that I was like kind of forward, like I'm being held up by these things.
Yeah, you like shake back and forth as this like cuff is getting slapped on your arm. You are able to feel some motion in your movements. It's not completely sturdy, whatever you're attached to. So there is some motion to it. So it's not like it's not like bolted down, whatever you're attached to.
Can I take the whole apparatus and fly?
Depends on what you roll, because you're about to make a
really important save.
Yeah. Roll.
Fortitude.
Yes, fortitude.
Oh, it's like one of my best ones. Ooh, 15 plus 8, 23.
Okay. You attempt flight. You can see the environment around you kind of start to shake. This cuff slaps on your arm. You get this like jolt of adrenaline. You feel like the area around you start shaking dramatically as you're attempting flight. Nothing inside the room that you're in seems to move very much, but it definitely feels like you're making some type of impact wherever you are. Okay, and then roll again. Fortitude save.
Ooh, not as good. 10 plus 8, so 18.
Okay, you start to feel sleepy again, but you're still conscious. What do you want to do on your turn?
I want to try flying again. I want to try like breaking out.
Okay, so let's roll this. Flight is just movement. So,
but I can move a certain amount of weight too.
Yeah, so
which is
are you
kind
just
of
gonna
my
go-
thought. Is like I am trying to take whatever I am chained to with me.
Yeah.
I've learned to harness my group flight so I can lift more things, not just myself, you know. So I feel like Callum's taking that knowledge and trying to like adapt it to being stuck to something.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's do it like an attack. So we're gonna we'll do the rank of your flight. Then you're gonna get a decent bonus.
Flight is 11.
Yeah.
Well, and so just to clarify, because this is going to be taking all of my shield away, so I will be doing like taking all of my toughness, right? Is that what that does? Yeah, because I'm taking my toughness away from my prot and putting it into flight.
Yeah.
So do you want me to roll?
Yeah, you're
and
gonna
then
roll
add my flight.
and add flight. Yeah. This is an odd.
Oh, fudge! 17. 6 on the die plus 11.
Okay, it's not enough. You are still chained to your surface, strapped to your surface, I guess. They're not chained. And then make another fortitude save.
Oh no! 6 plus 8. 6. Wait, what is that? Brain help. 14. Simple math.
I had to write this down because I was like, this save is gonna be funky. You got a 14?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're asleep,
Sleep.
and that's what you get. And I'll go back to everybody else. We'll do the crime scene. So Edward and Jade, what do you want to look at?
I don't think my investigation is not very high. I don't even know if I have investigation.
It's okay. You're with a lawyer.
I don't.
Pretty good.
He's
I don't
got, he's got
see where-
an eye for the details.
Yeah, I have a +1 in investigation.
Jade is a punch first, investigate later kind of person anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to do the investigation part.
Okay. The police are still there. They like recognize you and they let you in. They ask you if you want. Is there anything they could provide for you?
Yeah, light refreshments.
We got some donuts.
Yeah, that's fine.
What kind of donuts?
We got some bear claws and some maple bars. Only
Ooh,
the best.
Maple bars.
Yeah, bring up your maple bars.
I would like a maple bar for sure.
I want a maple bar in IRL.
Yeah, why the hell are you talking about donuts?
Yeah.
All right, come on. Let's not do this to ourselves.
I did not start this. Like refreshments was the okay. Anyway,
Hey, man, you decided what the refreshment was.
that's fair. I guess
Good
it's at night
refreshment,
too,
Yeah.
because
Like a box of stale donuts. You know, they came in during the day shift and they've just been sitting on the counter, but you know you're gonna eat one. You know,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
there.
still they're so soft. A little bit stale, but that's okay. It's still sweet. Do you want to investigate the crime scene? Hear about the coroner's report or anything? Where do you want to focus?
Are we trying to find Callum, or what are we trying to do here?
This is the crime scene for the death of Isaac Harris.
Gotcha.
And Zach is going through the computer, I think.
No, I'm at the
Zach is-
museum.
Museum, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I will examine the crime scene.
Well, he asked you if you wanted to know any of the details, or you just want to I got this. Don't bother me.
No, okay. Let's start with those details. Let's start with the details then. Yeah.
He says, so what we found out is there appears to have been 2 victims, look to be both male. From the fragments of the device we found, it appears to have been a bomb attached likely to the bottom of the car. We recovered elements of a cell phone trigger. So someone called this in. It was a remote detonator, not a timer or anything like that. The coroner's taken the bodies. We'll get more autopsy details later. That hasn't been done yet. Trisect provided us the security footage, so we confirmed that it's Isaac in here. there anything specific you want to know about this?
What do you know about the driver?
He was the standard driver that drives Isaac every day. We have his employee file, but we haven't gone through it yet.
Well, okay, definitely do that. Suppose
Wait,
there's
so
some-
there were two victims, not just
Yeah, it was Isaac Harrison in his driver.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay.
What if something crazy is happening where they really just wanted to kill the driver and they didn't care about killing the other dude?
Yeah, we've cordoned off the whole area. There's fragments we saw some a few blocks away, but fortunately no one else was injured in the explosion. But there was a decent amount of property damage to the nearby stores and vehicles.
So there's nearby stores.
Yes.
Maybe they have security cameras. Did you check it? Did you check their security cameras to see if, I don't know, you saw something from
Actually,
a
we
different
haven't
angle?
we haven't looked at that yet. Yeah, if you want to, feel free to go ask. There's a corner store over there. Maybe they have footage you could look at.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm intrigued to go look. I don't know if that's something you want to do as well, Edward, or if you want to.
I want to
sitting here.
examine the car, this more stuff at the scene.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay.
Then we'll continue with Jade because yours is going to take time too.
Mhm.
That wasn't a good roll. I rolled a 3.
You got a hero point if you want.
I'll use a hero point.
Wait. Doesn't Jade? Can Jade give people luck, or is that just me?
Just you.
I think
Jade,
that's just me.
Jade
Okay.
has luck herself,
Gotcha.
so she can't give it to others.
My hero point made it worse. I rolled a nat 1.
No.
Well, it can't though.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It.
Min 10.
Yeah.
Min 10? Okay, well in that case, I get my min of 10 and the total is a 23.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to take you like half an hour to go through
Okay.
the details of that. So we'll go to Jade. So Jade, you go to the corner store. It's a like small little market, like 7-Eleven or something. 7-Eleven a market? Well, whatever. You go there. What do you say to the person behind the register?
Yeah, I just asked the owner if he had seen anything, if he had seen the explosion that happened recently, and if that we could check out the tapes that he has from his.
He says, "Yeah, it destroyed my windows. It's gonna take hundreds of dollars to replace all the windows that it destroyed. Yeah, if you wanna look, feel free.
Cool. Thanks, dude.
Is there any way that is there any compensation I can get for this? I don't know if it was.
Oh, I'm sure insurance will cover you.
Yeah.
your-
Was this
Sure.
powered related? I know I don't have power insurance. Probably a thing.
As far as I know, it was just a bomb that was set off inside of a car. So, I mean, a power person might have set off the bomb, but it wasn't powers that destroyed your
Okay.
windows.
Well, yeah, go ahead and look. He leads you to a little back room that has tapes, and then we'll just do all these investigations all at once. Okay, so this recording, you get the same detail as you had before. It's just a different angle. It's a little bit closer to the camera this time, so you get a different perspective. That's the word. Is there anything you're going to look for in this video?
I would like to see if there was anything that looked anything or anyone that looked kind of out of place, or maybe somebody at the gas station that witnessed it that was on the scene or something like that. Besides the register guy.
So
Specifically, maybe somebody that had a bike and a helmet.
let's do perception.
I got 11.
Total? You can use luck.
Sure, I'll use luck. Oh, nice. So I got 24 total.
Okay. At this angle, the first time you watch it, you see the car explode. You rewind it and you're watching it a few other times. You're kind of looking for things around the perimeter of the video, and you notice on one edge, you'd seen it from the other perspective, but this angle reveals a little bit more details. From the view that you saw from Trisect, there was a group of people, and directly in front of the group of people, there was a man pushing a guy in a wheelchair away from the camera. From this perspective, you have a side angle, so you see the group of people and you see the guy getting pushed in the wheelchair. And what happens is the man in the wheelchair, the man pushing him and the man in the wheelchair, they stop. And the man that's sitting in the wheelchair, the camera does not have enough resolution to like identify this person, but you see them from in the distance put on a motorcycle helmet and then disappear.
Oh.
I knew there was a motorcycle guy.
So they put on the helmet.
So wait, the man pushing the wheelchair does
No,
that?
the
Or
person
the
in
man
the wheelchair.
in the wheelchair?
Yes.
Okay.
So like this is before the car explodes. So the man in the wheelchair puts the helmet on and then disappears. And at the same time, like the second he disappears, someone appears in the wheelchair. The person that's pushing him immediately like kind of like it looks like he puts him in a chokehold. It's somewhat subtle from the distance that you can see it on the camera, but it kind of looks like an attack a little bit. And then like 5 seconds go by, the person in the wheelchair kind of like slumps, and then the person that was pushing the wheelchair disappears, and the person with the motorcycle helmet appears, and then immediately takes off the helmet and starts walking away with the person in the wheelchair.
Okay.
And then
I'm a little bit lost.
5 seconds later, the car explodes. So that's the sequence. So
Okay, so they notice the man in the wheelchair. He puts on the motorcycle
yes,
helmet.
and then disappears, and someone else appears in the wheelchair.
Okay.
And then about 5 seconds go by, and the person in those 5 seconds, the person that was pushing the wheelchair before kind of puts the person that is in the wheelchair, not in a motorcycle helmet, in a chokehold. And then after a few more seconds go by, it's not more than, I don't know the exact time. It's not more than 30 seconds. The person that was behind the wheelchair pushing it
They kidnapped somebody.
disappears, and the person that's wearing the motorcycle helmet is now behind the wheelchair. And the first thing he does after he appears is he takes off the motorcycle helmet and starts walking away from the explosion. The explosion hasn't happened yet, but he starts walking away from where the explosion is going to happen, and then the car explodes. And he's also walking away from the camera, so you don't get any better views. Okay, and then we'll go back. So
So, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, at the scene of the explosion, you notice that the car is obviously destroyed, and there's pieces of car, pieces of bomb, pieces of people all around the area. I mean, they've taken the majority, the big chunks, to the coroner's office. The only thing that stands out is a little bit peculiar is the positioning of Isaac. He wasn't sitting in his seat when he died. He might have been like blown off of his seat. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt for sure, but he was kind of like laying down along the floor.
I want to say things, but I'm not there.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Right?
this is
Same.
and then investigation of the museum. So you spend some time around. I'm assuming you spent time looking at the footage too.
Wait,
So-
so slow down. So Edward notices that Isaac was sitting.
It
He
was
was
like
slumped on the floor.
yeah,
of the
laying
car.
on the floor of the car instead of in a seat. Like his body was found there. The driver was in his seat. Like, I mean, what left of him was in the seat. But
Okay.
Isaac's body was found not in a seatbelt. The seatbelt wasn't even done. Like the seatbelt was not attached to the holder, and the body was found along the floor of the back seat. And
Okay.
in the museum, you go over the footage. You see the group come in with Jake in it. So Jake walks in with a group, and he's doing the tour. And you see someone else come in, and you see this person walk into kind of like a blind spot, and they're carrying a motorcycle helmet. So you see, from your perspective, you see from the camera, you see Jake's group come in, and he's just following the group, kind of meandering around, kind of standing in the back. And then when he appears alone for a second, like when there's no one looking at him, you could see him switch out with the guy in the motorcycle helmet. So he's there 1 minute and gone the next. Jake is. The motorcycle helmet guy appears where Jake was and then walks off camera, and you don't see him again.
This dude's got teleporting abilities.
Okay. So that's all there is for the significant investigation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you see from and also I forgot. There's from your group's perspective. You see Callum disappear and appear. The guy with the motorcycle helmet appears, and then he disappears, and
The fantastic Jake.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Incredible Jake appears.
Oh, Incredible Jake. Sorry.
So, timeline-wise, Callum disappears. Then,
Motorcycle Man.
Motorcycle Guy appears where Callum was. And then he exchanges, if you want, with Incredible Jake, who's at the museum.
But there was actually no motorcycle guy in the museum before that.
No.
The only time we see is in Jake's spot.
Yes. So
Okay.
you do see him in Jake's spot. And he was briefly behind you. But, like, 1 second, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
When you say entering, so he flashes in. He doesn't enter. He doesn't like walk in. He like teleports in. Is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Correct.
so the first time he's near you guys, he has switched places with Callum. And then, like, half a second later, he switches places again with Incredible Jake.
Okay. So
The last time you see him is you see him walk off camera from where Incredible Jake was. That's the last time you see him.
Yeah. I'm not sure what we're gonna do to follow up with this, but I don't think Isaac Harris is dead. I think both Isaac Harris and Callum were kidnapped, so abducted.
I'm glad this became another session because I was planning on like the surprise being Callum is abducted of last.
Or
session.
maybe Isaac is the helmet guy. Somehow.
I don't know about that one.
I don't think
Maybe,
so.
though. Fudge could be in bed with somebody and he's getting powers and he's taking out 5 from the inside because he knows all our secrets.
Okay, so you guys can all meet back up and compare notes and everything. So if you have, except for Callum, you don't get to be a part of this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just excluded.
Okay, so
You can like be the voice inside their head if you want, but
No, it's fine. I'll be quiet.
Jade talks the person into this in the 7-Eleven. Edward discovers that Isaac was not wearing a seatbelt. He was laying down on the floor. And Zach notices someone else teleports in and switches places with Callum, and then he switches places with Incredible Jade.
Yep.
And then the person in the wheelchair, there's a lot of switching that goes on there. Says Jade notices the man in the wheelchair puts on the motorcycle helmet and then disappears. Then someone else appears. Then, about a few seconds later, the man pushing the wheelchair chokes the person in the wheelchair.
yeah, it looks like a chokehold.
The man in the motorcycle helmet then pushes the wheelchair away.
Yeah.
Did I get that right? I'm taking the notes, so I'm just making sure. Got it figured out.
The guy in the how about we name them 1, 2, 3. So the person in the wheelchair is 1. The person pushing the wheelchair is 2, and the third person is 3. The third person who appears in the wheelchair. So 1 and 2 switch places, 1 and 3 switch places, and then 2 and 3 switch places.
I don't know if I got this right in the notes, guys, because
So
it's late.
the motorcycle person goes from in the wheelchair to somewhere to behind the wheelchair.
Oh wow! So he ends up pushing the wheelchair he was just in.
Yes,
And how quickly does that happen again?
within 30 seconds.
Okay. I took notes, but I don't know if they make sense. So,
I think I got it.
if anybody wants to figure it out in the notes, that's fine. But
Yeah. So not sure where we go next, other than you could potentially try to follow the direction that the motorcycle man went and see if there's other security cameras.
I left you about 3 leads. We'll see if you pick them up.
I mean, also he walks off camera at the trisect, so there's potentially trying to follow that and see where else he might have gone.
so maybe we should all meet up, Edward, Jade, and Zach.
Well, I don't know what us meeting up will accomplish.
Well,
I
so
feel
we
like-
can legit talk about it because we're.
Well, we're
just-
talking about it.
I know, but
We have comms.
okay, that's
yeah.
fine. Okay, fine.
And the only reason why I'm saying is because you may need to follow up further at your scene, at the crime scene. You know, like to go maybe follow the footage trail to see where this helmet man goes. Unless someone else caught something.
There is a huge group of people that were with them that probably noticed. The tour group. I don't know.
Other than like following up with like who invited Jake, although I don't know that that's gonna yield too many answers. I'm wondering, do we follow up on this now or save it for the next session?
At least give me the ideas on what you want to follow up now.
Gotcha. What are you guys thinking?
I feel like we should figure out the Callum thing because he just disappeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, but it seems like figuring out the Helmet Man is figuring out where Callum went.
Okay.
Those strings are starting to tie together.
Maybe we should talk to the group of tourists that were that were all together with. I don't know. That's that if that would make sense.
So we have
A little bit more detail into that. So from the perspective of Trisect, the group was in front of the wheelchair group, but going the opposite direction. So the group of people was walking towards Trisect, and the wheelchair duo was walking away from Trisect.
Oh, so they weren't really together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking for my part at Trisect, I would investigate to see if there's any other footage that tracks the movement of the Helmet Man, like based on where they were heading. And then also potentially getting some more information on like who invited in that group to the museum and why that Jake was a part of. So
Okay.
that's for my part. As far as what you guys want to do at the scene, I don't know, but maybe trying to follow that Helmet Man might be something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could like go in the direction that they went. I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean that's how you figured this out in the first place, was trying to find more cameras.
I'm glad one of you guys noticed that. Like, I was hoping one of you guys would look into other cameras.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she called it, and there it was. So
I have been watching a detective show recently.
follow your
Picking up on all these clues.
Yeah.
This Dora the Explorer, Blue's Clues, you know,
Yeah.
all these like.
He's doing research for.
There was a paw print on that camera.
Scooby Doo.
A clue.
Those are the types of ones I watch.
I guess my next move would be to maybe go into the direction.
Look for more cameras.
Figure out the direction that the wheelchair people went and just follow that and see what was in that direction.
Okay.
All the while petting my Eep. I guess I could meet up with Edward on the way through to talk to him and see what he thinks from his investigation.
If we've got a lead on a motorcycle helmet person, I mean, time might be of the essence.
Yeah.
All right. And then what does Edward want to look into?
Well, let's go get the motorcycle person.
I mean, like, is there anything in the investigation that you wanted to focus on?
Oh,
In addition to what was already said?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think we're good. I'll give you a little teaser. Callum,
Hello.
you come to. You
Hello.
are in a cell. It's somewhat padded, but it still has some conventional like bars. Around you, there's the cufflink thing is on your arm still. You also are attached to an IV. You attempt to use your powers, and your fatigue, along with the like massive headache that you have, basically nothing happens. So you try to do stuff, no bueno.
Are his powers suppressed, you would say?
Yeah,
Who do we know that can suppress powers?
Hannah.
Yeah.
The cufflink.
Oh, yeah, that too. Never mind.
And then you look around after you've attempted to like get out of this, and you're restrained to this like gurney, and you see another person in the cell next to you. He just says, "Good morning.
Don't you dare take my Nigel.
Hello?
My name's Hugh."
Hugh.
You Jackman?
Hugh, are you?
Hugh Janus.
Hugh, do you know where we are, Hugh?
Hell.
Hell, I don't know how I got here. Last I know, I was walking with my team. We were investigating missing people. Hugh, is your last name Gloop?
That's me.
Hugh, we've been looking all over for you. Hugh, I need to know, where do the sheep come from?
He makes the sheep.
Where do the sheep come from?
Just create a sheep.
Great.
Terrible accent. Yeah, just create a sheep.
Where does it come from? Like physically? Like, does it come from his hands?
Yeah.
Does he shoot it out like putty and it forms into a sheep? Is it like a full sheep? Describe to me. I mean, you have a full paragraph on this written up, I'm sure.
Of course. Right here in my head. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, he sprays it out like silly string, and it's eventually Baz. Bleh.
All right. That's wonderful. Hugh, wait, can Callum use his powers?
No.
Hugh, how are you using your powers, Hugh?
Apparently they didn't think this was very threatening, I guess. Not like I'm gonna escape with a sheep.
Do you have much control over these sheep?
No. They're just sheep. Do you want a sweater or something?
Damn it, Hugh. Your powers.
Of course I'd want a sweater.
They're so amazing. Can he really not do anything with his sheep?
No, they're just sheep.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Not Jesus.
I don't know.
Hugh Gloop.
Callum is just going to struggle feebly against his restraints, I guess. Like, I mean, just thrashing. He does not like this. This is very bad. I was hoping Hugh could control a sheep, but he can't, so never mind.
He sucks the sheep right back into his hands.
Whoa! Did you know he can do that?
He could also erase sheep.
He says, they just took the last guy out of here. His name was Ralph. He didn't seem too happy about going.
Ralph.
He was
Name
part of
sounds
the.
familiar.
Yeah, he was part of the people that went missing. As Annie and Ralph went missing at the same time before Hugh Gloop.
And I don't think he's coming back.
Thanks for listening to episode 30 of Golden Squad. I'm Callum, or Alex, and I appreciate you being here with us. If you have any feedback, questions, comments, and you want to just reach out and talk to us, you can find us on all of our socials, YouTube, Spotify, or Linktree. We'd be happy to hear from you, and we would love to talk about any ideas you may have of where the podcast is going or any theories you may have crafted so far. Don't know how Callum's going to get out of this one. He's in a bit of a bind, and the team, they seem a little bit lost. I don't know how you're supposed to find a teleporter who can go anywhere and leave no trace behind, but maybe they'll do just that. Or maybe Callum and Hugh Gloop will pull the wool over everyone's eyes. Well, we'll just have to wait till next time on Golden Squad.